Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Hi. Welcome to Road to ETH Miami, sponsored by Quicknode. My name is Sheena Johns. I am the team lead at ETH Miami. For our first interview and kickoff session, sponsored by Quicknode, we will have Devrel and Representative Roderick. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Good to be here. Good to be here. Always glad to be among people who are building. So happy to be.
Great. So just get a little bit of background about ETH Miami. ETH Miami is a community event for developers, researchers, and builders in the Ethereum Web3 ecosystem. The goal is to invite as many creators and developers to join our hackathon October 27th through October 29th. Roderick, would you like to make a quick introduction and give a little bit about Quicknode?
Yeah, sure. So Quicknode is for developers. Definitely, it's a blockchain development platform. So it's as the main product. We have RPC nodes. We are RPC node provider. So whenever you want to read or write to blockchain, you need to connect to RPC, and you don't want to think about all the infrastructure, about running your node, about making it fast, about making it safe, about making it scalable, about is it fast geographically or only where you are physically, and so on. So when you sign up, and we also have a free plan, when you sign up, even on a free plan, you get just like an API endpoint, like one piece of code, one URL endpoint. You plug it into your app, and you just stop thinking about infrastructure at all. Everything is being taken care of for you, and you can start building. So that's like level 0. Once you have the infrastructure, we provide you all the other things to make your life easier as developer on top of that infrastructure. Provide the APIs so that you can build faster, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel that has already been done hundreds of times. So we provide all the tools to fetch everything easy for like NFTs or tokens or anything else. We even have like the whole marketplace with apps or add-ons, like an app store for blockchain apps that you can pick and choose from. Most of them are free, some of them are paid, depending on your use case. So the goal is to make it fast, and make it easy to use, and then to make developers' lives as easy as possible. That's what we are for, and that's what we want to provide to ETH Miami, and to everyone who will be attending.
Awesome. Thank you so much for a little bit of that background. I guess we can take a deep dive into Quicknodes and its products. Can you kind of give a little bit of background about the most recent products that have been released and some of the general products that Quicknode has to offer?
Yeah, sure. Can I share the screen?
Yeah,
How does that
sure.
work? Probably it would be easier to show when I'm talking. Present,
Yes, you can
share
present.
screen. Yeah. Okay, and this one. Okay. Mm, yeah. So, like I said, Quicknode as a base, it's RPC node infrastructure, but it's so much more. And if we are talking about recent product releases, one of the bigger ones is Quick Alerts, which is real-time alerts for on-chain events. Basically like Zapier, or if this, then that, but for blockchain. Whatever happens on blockchain, as soon as it happens, you get a notification. And it's not just like something happened, like a transaction. You can set whatever you want. You can set, was the transaction from some particular address or blocks of addresses? Was it at particular time? Was it greater than something or smaller than something? And you can be creative with what you can come up with. And anything that happens on blockchain, you can get an alert for that and create your custom expressions. And for now, the alert that you get is delivered by webhooks. So you can ingest the webhooks and just connect to whatever you want. But in the future, in the near future, we are working on to have alerts on Slack, email, messages like Telegram or whatever else. So basically, you will have as you come in already pre-configured endpoints for you to get those notifications. So this is a product that is unlike anything else out there, and already live, ready for you to use. And yeah, you can be creative with it, and whatever you want to build with any event that happens on blockchain, that's for you to play with. What else? I mentioned Marketplace previously. So Marketplace is like an app store for apps and add-ons, but not all of them are, or maybe not just not, some of them are from Quicknode, but it's like anybody who has a good product and can handle the scale can publish on the Marketplace. So here you can pick and choose what you need. You can filter by chain, you can filter by type, and for example, you can have gas estimation API. If you are working on an app that needs gas estimation, you don't need to write it from scratch. You can get it from here. You get just connect to a gas estimation API. This one is paid $5 per month. Anti-fraud APIs, or if you want to mint NFTs. Again, you don't need to write it from scratch. You just connect it. This one is starting at free. You don't need to pay. You have a cross-mint NFT API. For example, if you are building something in DeFi, then you get CoinGecko price feed data. So you can have up-to-date, reliable data on all the tokens, like more than 10,000 cryptocurrencies. Token and NFT APIs, GraphQL, anything you want. So that's these are the latest ones, and also the main products are token APIs, NFT APIs. So anything regarding NFTs or tokens, you have the methods, you have the APIs to pull that data, present it, like do what you want in your app, and then present it in any way you see fit. And IC Tools is also Quicknode product, or Quicknode group product, real-time market insights, more information on NFTs, and you can build something similar with Quicknode's NFT NPI. So basically, or there's a GraphQL API as well here, developer API, starting as free to use. You can have trending NFTs, minting NFTs. So again, if you do anything with NFTs and you want to focus on product instead of just like playing with all the data before starting the product, then you have everything you need. So that's a very short and quick overview what's available to you at your fingertips.
Oh, awesome. And while you're here on the screen, I was going to ask you about IC GraphQL. So both of IC Tools and IC GraphQL, I'm assuming they are both related.
Yeah. Depending what you want, the GraphQL API has a little bit more methods to present to you, like trending NFTs and stuff like that. So activity across the collections. The core API for Quicknode, the NFT API, is more for pulling the data per collection. So either pulling like all the collection data or pulling all the NFTs for a given wallet. So focusing more on like either individual wallet or collection. This GraphQL API is more comprehensive and robust if you want to build something like kind of like a marketplace or even like analytics tool for NFTs, then you should definitely go with the GraphQL API.
Awesome. I also wanted to ask you in relation to some of the projects that some of the developers or creators that will be starting for the hackathon. I guess can you give some insight of in terms for Quicknode, what projects Quicknode would like to see some developers develop in the next innovative space Web3?
That's a good question. I think what we currently really like is anything around quick alerts. We believe that any project that is using that, or even we ourselves still, we provided a powerful tool, but it has a lot of potential to create great products or like great like some features of a larger product. And like I said previously, you can think whatever you want, like whatever condition you can think of, you probably can do it with quick alerts. Reading the guide would help start with it. It has some examples on how to do it. The documentation is quite clear and quite good. We have videos on that, how to build that. So I think that great stuff can be built with quick alerts, probably as part of the tool, or even it could be like a core product that like quick alerts is the main feature of that. It's just what you will think of and how you will make that useful. But right now, it's hard to get real-time alerts on blockchain data. So probably it would be relatively easy to come up with an idea for a product or project to build that takes advantage of this and is useful out of the gate. So yeah, I think that would be an interesting one to see what can be built with this. We could be very surprised by this, and actually I'm looking forward to what people can come up with.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, while we're talking about quick alerts, can you, I guess, give some technical background on how one would start to build anything related to quick alerts?
Yeah, sure. So for example, here somewhere, we have like starting point for people to take a look at. Quick alerts examples. So this is in Quicknode Labs GitHub. I can provide the URLs later on, but if you go to Quicknode Labs, quick alerts examples, there's a list of things what you can start thinking about. And some of the examples, like the video here on how to use quick alerts, this focuses on just like starting and doing something very simple so that you know how to start using the tool. And then there's some community examples for ERC721 and 1155, which is NFTs. So, for example, alerts for every time NFT is minted or every time CryptoPunk is transferred, or Bored Ape Yacht Club is transferred, or every time a Blur airdrop is claimed. So these are simple examples, and you can go there, see all the code, how it's built, and then based on that, it's very easy to start copy pasting and adapting to what you want and need. And I think this one. Oh, there's also one video that was. Give me a second. There's a video where a simple product is built on top of that, done by Hashlips. Create a Discord bot for on-chain notification using quick alerts. This goes again through from the very beginning, creating an account with Quicknode, then signing up for quick alerts, starting using the NFT, all the code examples. You get all the code here. So these things are the starting point. And once you go through this, probably will take you an hour or two. You will have everything you need to build whatever your imagination will be able to tell you. So that's probably the best starting point for quick alerts. And as I said, documentation for this is really good, really clear. So you can start with that as well.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, and thank you for those resources. I've taken a look at most of your videos, so they are very, very helpful in terms of beginners and people who are just creators. The creators can actually get in there and start to learn and start to build and start to adapt some of the terminology for developing as well. So thank you for that.
Yeah, in terms of resources and like I said, we have documentation for all the APIs, methods, and everything else, but we have a great resource for of guides. So rather than just dry API documentation, which is quite good, oftentimes even better than the official documentation of blockchains, for example. We take great care of that. There are video tutorials that we have, but the guides is, you have hundreds of guides here, and you can filter by blockchain, Ethereum development, for example, getting started, wallets, transactions, NFTs. Let's have a look at wallets. You have immediately like about 10 different guides, and these are really comprehensive guides with description, with code, with links to GitHub and everything else. Easy to search, find what you want. So guides section on the website is just like a treasure trove for you to go through. And from the get-go, you have like tens of different categories. Whatever you think of building, there are probably a few guides, maybe a couple of videos as well for you to take a look at. And these are not just always focusing on Quicknode products. Sometimes these are just like how to build an app. It can use Quicknode, it doesn't have to, but it's just basically our goal is to educate developers, make their lives easier. And we're doing everything we can. So this is where we are putting a lot of love every day. There's a whole team working on that daily. They do a great job. So just take advantage of it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, and I guess in terms of our hackathon that's coming up in October, do you have any advice for any of the newcomer developers or any of the creators? I know you shared a lot of the resources that are available through QuickNode, but do you have any advice you'd like to give them?
Yeah, I have some. So first of all, if you want to hack and if you want to present your product or your project, and if you want to compete for bounties or just if you want to win, then your aim is to actually have a product at the end. You need to show something. What I often see when I go to hackathons, that it's very easy to focus too much either on like creating a nice presentation of what the product should be, and then there is no time left to actually build the product. So either the product is very simple or even just like half finished because there was no time left. Or sometimes there is a product, but it's neither good looking nor clear what the product is, and also just like by clicking on it and without explaining what it does, it's not clear what the product even is. So what you need to focus is that maybe even come up with a little smaller scope, but make sure that you build an app that looks good, because that matters. Looks matter. Let's not kid ourselves. Looks matter. So if you present a product, a project at the end, if it looks good, and even if it's a little simpler, it will be perceived better. And take advantage of the tools given to you by like technologies like Next.js for deployment. Just you have a few commands and a few clicks, and you can deploy your app within minutes. Take advantage of Tailwind CSS for not thinking about CSS code and layouts and having a nice looking templates out of the gate. Take advantage of the APIs that I have mentioned previously. So for example, I was running a workshop a couple of weeks ago where I was building an app from scratch, like it took me an hour and a half. The goal was an hour. But in an hour and a half, let me show you. In an hour and a half, I have built a product that it's not super beautiful, but it's not ugly. You already have some. It could use more description what it is, actually what it does. But when you have a little more than an hour or an hour and a half, you have time for that. But if you can build this in an hour, so it's not even on Ethereum, because I wanted it to be a little bit more complicated. It's on Beacon chain. So this app takes the whole Beacon chain where all the staking is done currently before the next Shanghai update. So there are like almost 600,000 validators on Beacon chain, and this app takes all that data from like the whole side chain into the app, and then calculates all the numbers there. So with one click, you get this one. So how much ETH is currently staked? More than 17.5 million ETH. And then with this button that I just clicked, the app is fetching the whole Beacon chain, the whole like 600,000 validators, or 550, sorry. So, and this was done in what, 5 seconds, 10 seconds? You have the whole Beacon chain within the app, and then you can calculate the validator data. This is totals by status. This is pending. This is active, ongoing, ready for withdrawal, and so on. So, and then it also shows the leaderboard. I wanted to get some fancy data as well, which is then linking to Beacon Scan. So within an hour, you have an app that looks good, that is functional, that maybe will not win any design awards, maybe will not win like the product of the year, but is useful, presents the information that wasn't easily available before, doesn't look bad, and you can easily, and I also deployed it into its own URL, validator.love, like within a few minutes. So when you present something like this at the end of the hackathon, it looks much, much better than just showing the presentation or just showing something like pure HTML, no coding, like no CSS, no anything. The layout is all broken or just like a lack of layout, and maybe a good idea behind it, but not presented properly. So take advantage of all of this, and actually for how to build this and how to take advantage of all these building blocks that I mentioned, like Next.js, Tailwind CSS, and so on. There is a full code of this. Go to validator.lab, scroll to the bottom, full code on GitHub. and I have the link to the video, how I'm doing it live, so you can watch that and see what I use to build as quickly as possible. And then once you configure your looks of the app within an hour, you can and have the access to all the APIs that you need to get all the data. You have the rest of the hackathon to think on your app, think on the functionality, think on the quality of your code and everything else. So that would be my advice. Make it as easy for you as possible. Take advantage of every technology available to you and focus on like what you can add rather than reinventing the wheel.
Nice. Yeah, I think just by being at different hackathons, I think a lot of the hackers really focus on the project and the product, but they also forget that there is a presentation at the end, and that presentation
Exactly.
has to be deliverable, and you have to win the judges by selling the product. And we also have to understand that Web3 also comes with a different type of audience and people who are younger, and they actually want to see more colors and more things that are going to allow for users to stay on the app and to basically, have them use it more often than any other app. So this is definitely a great resource and great advice for the hackers for our hackathon. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
take advantage of it and yeah, happy building.
Yes, thank you so much. And before we wrap up, do you want to give some background on just how anybody could get involved with Quicknode or where to find you guys?
Yeah, sure. So the starting point is obviously quicknode.com, create a free account, and within like 2 minutes, you can have your API endpoint plugged into your app. You just provide it here, then the information here, then choose which blockchain you want to work with. We have 17 or 18 now, adding more regularly. But for Ethereum, we have both mainnet and testnet if you are just in the building mode. So choose that. And then on top of that, like I said, guides is an excellent resource. But when you are ready to be more active and maybe already are building and want to start asking questions, then Discord is probably the best. Yeah, the link to Discord is here. Twitter could be a good place to ask questions, but I think Discord is definitely where more people from Quicknote are there, more engineers are there, where you could expect answers to your questions faster rather than someone relaying those questions to you. And also there's a whole community there, not just like Quicknote engineers. There's a whole community there, and you can start asking questions, start being more active once you are already building or using the products, or just like having general questions about development, about the product, about your struggles, and where to take your code app or whatever else. So that would be the best bet after you already start using the products.
Okay. Thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. And just
My
want to
pleasure.
let everybody know, and just to remind everybody that our hackathon is coming up in October 27th through 29th. And we look forward to seeing everybody there. So thank you so much.
Happy building, happy building. It's great to be at a hackathon always.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye bye.